Hi guys, and welcome to this week's edition of Ask Blessing at the Bar. This is my weekly series where I answer all of your questions about becoming a barrister. I mentioned on my social media that I am not going to be doing my normal live stream that I usually do at 7 p.m. on a Tuesday, and that I'm actually going to be pre-recording this week's episode, and that's because I'm traveling in Zambia to see my grandma, and I'm actually at one of my other grandmother's house right now. So I'll be recording this video. I'm outside, which is something I couldn't even dream to do in England. I couldn't imagine being outside, but it's really nice and warm and just not England, which is great. So today I've been given two questions, and they're both international focused, so I'm going to address those. And so question number one says, if in order to apply for the GDL, non-UK students need to apply for a certificate of academic standing from the BSB, is it possible to apply in the final year of uni, or does one have to wait until they are done with their degree to apply for the certificate? Also, can one still apply for the GDL before obtaining the certificate? So for those of you who may not know, a certificate of academic standing is what you have to complete or get if you have not done a UK qualifying law degree and you want your degree to fulfill the academic portion of the BSB standards and requirements to become a barrister. So you'll know that you've got the academic portion, which is a qualifying law degree or a GDL on top of a non-law degree. And if you're not from the UK, it shows that your degree is sufficient and you can continue. So this only applies to you if you want to become a barrister. If you don't want to become a barrister, you do not need to apply for this certificate. But if you do want to be a barrister, you need it if you have not completed your undergraduate in the UK and you want to complete the GDL, or if you have done a law degree it's a law degree but it wasn't in the UK. So you need this certificate. Now, you specifically wanted to know, person that asked this question, whether it's possible to apply in the final year of uni. I had a look at the BSB guidelines and I don't think it is. Based on what I have seen that they have said, they've put on their requirements that in order to get the certificate of academic standing, you're going to need to give them transcripts, and those transcripts are going to need to show the final overall classification and overall mark of the qualification, the date you were awarded it, all of the subjects, the number of attempts, and all the marks and credits obtained in all years of study. It says that if you can't give the date of award and the final overall classification, then a certified copy of the qualification certificates must be provided. So essentially, then also you can give translations. I'll put a link to this guidance below so that you and anyone else with these questions can actually look it up and see for yourself. But as far as I'm aware from looking at this guidance, then you're not going to be able to apply for this unless you've completed your degree. And it states that an application for a certificate of academic standing on the basis of a qualifying degree will only be granted in the following circumstances: when the applicant has attained a qualifications that has been determined to be at least equivalent to a British Bachelor Honours degree standard, and where the award of that qualification is at a standard at least equivalent to a lower second-class honours degree conferred in the UK. So they're not going to give that to you unless you've got those requirements. And it also states that it is possible to get it on the basis of alternative qualifications and or experience, but the requirements for that are quite stringent. Now, your second question is that can you apply for the GDL without that certificate? You can, but you won't be able to start the GDL until you've got that certificate, if that makes sense. I also had a look at my GDL centre, City University of London, and they require that you give them the certificate once you've got it. I hope that answers your question, and I hope that addresses what you wanted to know. I'm going to move on to the second question now. So the second question I've got today is, how does obtaining a degree from outside of the UK and Ireland affect one's chances of gaining pupillage? This is a very good question. I think it's one that a lot of people with international degrees and experience worry about. I would say this: no, it doesn't. And I say that it doesn't adversely affect you because I have seen a lot of people who have come with degrees that have not been issued in the UK and have become barristers. What I will say that you need to be able to do is seamlessly integrate with the British legal system and community. And in order to show that you are able to bridge those gaps, even if you have got a qualification issued from outside the UK and Ireland, I do believe that it's possible for you to gain the necessary experience for you to show that you can really engage with the British legal system, you know what's going on. You can do that in multiple ways. I think you can do that, think about it. You can do it with minis, you can do it with internships, you can do it with volunteering, work experience. And there's a lot of ways that you can make it clear that you are not limited or in any way a lesser candidate. And another thing working in your favor is I really don't think there's any chambers that's going to operate from the presumption that you are a lesser quality candidate because you have an internationally or foreign qualification. I actually think it can work in your favor because being able to draw in alternative experiences and examples is a really beneficial thing, and I think it's something that actually can work really well for you. So ultimately, I would say to you, don't worry if you are coming into this without a UK degree. I'm not going to tell you it's the be all and end all because I just don't think it is. And ultimately, it's up to you to get that experience and all that stuff on your CV that ensures that when you are stacked up against another candidate, a home country candidate, that there is no reason for them to say this person isn't going to be a good fit here. And I would say that works even if you, for example, have lived in London all your life and you suddenly want to go take up a pupillage in Manchester. You're going to need to show that you're accustomed or you can fit in with life on the Northern Circuit. So there's a lot of different ways that you can make these things work for you. And even though you've got a degree from outside the UK, it doesn't have to be a hindrance. I hope that's answered your question. If you have any further questions you want to ask me, you guys know the drill. Use the link in my bio to ask me a question and I will answer it next week. And then you can find me on this channel every Tuesday, 7 p.m. for the Ask Blessing at the Bar live stream. Please don't forget, if you haven't already, to follow me on all of my social media accounts. It's at Be At The Bar on Twitter and Blessing At The Bar on social media. Join the Blessing At The Bar mailing list because you are missing out on a lot. Basically, join the mailing list or miss out. The link is in the bio. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next week. Peace out.